Hello, welcome to the Daily Meal for Saturday, the 9th of April 2022. Today was match day, and it was a very, very good match day indeed. Millwall beat Barnsley by 4 goals to 1. Yeah, it was just outstanding performance and result. Danny McNamara, star of the show, front and centre in that picture there, by scoring 2 goals. And let's just get into this. This is the match report from news@den.co.uk. Danny McNamara's first Millwall goals helped the Lions to a 4-1 win over a struggling Barnsley side at the Den on Saturday afternoon. McNamara scored the first and second goals of the game. The Tykes did respond, but further goals from Benicophobe and Oliver Burke, his first for the club, sealed a first win in 4 games for the hosts and kept their faint playoff hopes alive. Barnsley could have been ahead in the first minute. Callum Britton was allowed space inside the box, but was denied by a superb stop by Bartosz Białkowski. In response, Scott Malone's low shot was easily collected by Brad Collins before Murray Wallace headed wide from a corner. Barnsley were forced into an early change with goalkeeper Collins forced off with an injury and replaced by Jack Walton, and his first job was to gather a Jake Cooper header. However, he was beaten at the half-hour mark. Jed Wallace's cross found McNamara at the back post, and he turned in for his first goal for the club. Callum Stiles could have equalised before the break. His near-post effort was parried away brilliantly by Białkowski. The Lions doubled their lead at the start of the second half, and it was McNamara who got his second. Malone's cross landed perfectly on the head of the Lions Academy product, who converted past Walton. However, just 2 minutes later, the Tykes were back in it. Carlton Morris's superb hold-up play set up Ami Bassi, who curled a great effort into the top corner to reignite the contest. Fortunately for Millwall, that was as good as it got for the visitors, as 10 minutes later, they restored their 2-goal advantage. Wallace's cross was met initially by Dan Ballard. His header was saved brilliantly by Walton, but Burke was on hand to convert the rebound and open his Millwall account. Point of order, it wasn't really brilliantly saved because he patted it onto the crossbar and it came out to Oliver Burke, so I disagree. Barnsley needed a win in their relegation battle. Coming into this game, they were 8 points from safety, but they fell further behind on 72 minutes. Cooper's header from Malone's free kick fell nicely for Afobe, who fired a shot into the bottom corner to make it 4-1. The victory leaves the Lions 4 points off the top 6 with 5 games to play. Now, let me do a bit of poo-pooing. Yeah, it was a great result. It was 4-1, but obviously, their first choice goalkeeper was injured. Now their first choice, they're not that good. They've conceded a lot of goals, so obviously their first choice goalkeeper is probably not that good anyway. But consider their second choice goalkeeper, so we got a bit of luck there. Can you imagine if Bart Białkowski went off injured and George Long had to go and goal? Now he'll do all right, but he's not as good as Bart Białkowski, and I think we saw that today with Walton. Like I said before, Oliver Burke's goal, Ballard headed it towards goal, and the goalkeeper kind of just was close to him, and he just kind of patted it. He went to do the thing where you knock it over the bar, but because it was underneath him, he couldn't really get his hands under and push it up, so he just pushed it onto the crossbar, and then it come out to Oliver Burke, and if Oliver Burke wasn't there, Jay Cooper was there, so he would have scored. So not to take anything away from that, but the other goals were pretty good as well. It was some amazing skill by Benicophobe, I think, for the second one. Little back heel when he had 2 players on him, to Malone, and Malone will send it over to Danny McNamara. So let's have a read of the takeaways. McNamara marks his 50th appearance in style. Blink, and suddenly Danny McNamara has made 50 appearances for Millwall. It's been a bit of a whirlwind for the youngster since he arrived back in SC16 from a loan spell with Callum Davidson St Johnston, dislodging Marlon Romeo to become the main right wing back may have happened quicker than he thought. He had a few chances to break his duck, notably during the 4-1 success over Bristol City last season and against QPR a few months back. However, this was a special day for him, not only marking his half-century in Millwall colours, but by scoring not once, but twice. On top of that, his goals help secure a significant victory that keeps the Lions in the playoff hunt. It makes it all the more sweeter for the 23-year-old. So that wasn't a coincidence. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. So McNamara did an interview with, I think it was the South London Press. It was in yesterday's video. If you go back and check it out, I bring it up in that, where he's talking about the playoff hopes are still alive. It's his 50th game, things like that. He knew it was his 50th game. And I imagine he knew that because he was playing Barnsley, who are not all that, he could have stepped it up and did something that there was a very real possibility of him impressing going forward, because Barnsley are not very good. And I believe that he put a concerted effort in to do something today, and he did it. He got the result. He got 2 goals. Absolutely amazing. Not only that, now I'm sure now something else going on. Earlier this week, Player of the Season voting has opened. A lot of people are saying Murray Wallace, me included. I'm saying Murray Wallace. A lot of people are saying McNamara, and a lot of people saying Bart. So it's those 3 people. So not only that, but when people are talking about you for Player of the Season, but you're not first choice, but you're in. A lot of people are saying your name, but you're not. It's still more going towards Murray Wallace. And then you come out and you do this. Your 50th appearance, you score 2 goals, while people are talking about you for Player of the Season, and the voting's open this week. I mean, he knows what he's doing, and that was completely deliberate. That wasn't an accident. He definitely made an extra effort on his 50th appearance during the week when the voting for the Player of the Season opens, when he's in contention, to do that. And you know what? He said yesterday in yesterday's video, in the interview that I'll put in the video, that the playoff hopes are still alive. Well, I'll tell you what, if Danny McNamara scores 2 goals in every game that we have left this season, then we probably will get in the playoffs, because we need someone who can score. And if he wants to do it, if he wants to be the one that steps up, yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go. Lions roar back. The previous 3 results had been disappointing for Millwall in their pursuit of the top 6. Yeah, no shit. And this was another potential banana skin. The Tigers are embroiled in a relegation battle and needed the points just as much, if not more, than the Lions did. They had been difficult opposition for Millwall in previous years, and if the hosts had failed to win today, it would realistically have been the final nail in the playoff coffin. Other results have also fallen in the favour of the Londoners this weekend, meaning the dream is not dead. Games against Preston and Hull over the Easter now have a huge amount riding on them. Yeah, well, I'll get into that later. Preston and Hull and the other results going for us. Burke off the mark. It's been a tough loan spell for Burke. He came to Millwall to get some game time and, as luck would have it, missed a big chunk of this opportunity on the treatment table. However, there was a good player there, and had he not spent a lot of his time on the sidelines, who knows where Millwall could be. Being clinical is something the Lions have craved more of, and he showed with his finish he can provide it. Cooper's header fell to him, and having someone who can scramble something home is where the points can be won and lost. The attacking options are now there for Millwall going into another make or break couple of games. Team news. Rout made 2 changes. Yes. Well, thank fuck he did. To the 1-0 side that lost, to the side that lost 1-0 against Swansea, Burke and Mikkel Keftenbeld replaced George Dowell and Tom Bradshaw, who were on the substitutes bench, and the team was Biakowski, McNamara, Ballard, Cooper, Murray Wallace, Malone, Mitchell, Keftenbeld, Jed Wallace, Burke, Afobe, and the subs were Leonard coming off for McNamara in the 81st minute, Bradshaw for Jed Wallace in the 80th minute, and Bury for Burke in the 76th minute. And the unused substitutes were Long, Saville, Evans, and Ojo. So there you have it, the match report from today's 4-1 win against Barnsley. And you can see there on the shirt as well. So it was Millwall Community Trust Day. There was the fun zone for the children in the line centre next to the ground. There was a lot going on. They were giving out free t-shirts and stuff like that. There was games and stuff. And they had the children doing announcements today. So you may have heard that and wondered what the fuck was going on, but that was the situation. Obviously, they got Millwall Community Trust on the shirt, so obviously Husky have agreed to that for one game. So, in fact, well done Husky as well. Moving on now to some comments from the manager, Gary Rowett. What's happening? So annoyed. Surprising admission from Millwall boss after biggest win of the season boost top 6 hopes. Gary Rowett wasn't basking in Millwall's biggest win of the season, as he revealed he was annoyed with his side at half time before they went on to beat relegation threatened Barnsley 4-1 with 3 second half goals. Danny McNamara scored his first goals for the Lions either side of the break before Romeo Palmer made it 2-1 in the 49th minute, but the hosts moved up a gear as Oliver Burke also scored his first Millwall goal and Ben Afobe got his 11th of the season. Yes, it feels good winning 4-1, Rowett said. I think there were certain parts of the game we knew we would be a little bit of a test. Barnsley moved the ball quite well in the midfield areas. They tried to overload those positions. We were very, very sloppy early on in the game. They created a couple of early chances, which was poor form from our perspective. We scored a good goal to go in 1-0 up, but I was really annoyed at half time. I told the players I just felt the game was won, that we hadn't truly committed that extra 10%. You need to win these types of games. We came out second half and scored a very good early goal. Great bit of skill from Bennett on the touchline. Yes, the back heel that I was talking about. And Scotty Malone whips a great ball in for Danny. He'd been waiting a long time for his first goal, and then he scores his second one pretty quickly. But he's been getting into those positions, the likes of Adam and Robbo, work hard with individuals on areas of their game. Robbo has been working with Danny on trying to get that a little bit higher up and reading the game to get in that back post. So I'm pleased with him scoring a couple of goals. But in symptomatic parts in the first half, we then go and concede a sloppy goal at the other end, and you've got to work again. I think from there on, we actually start to control the chances and control the game a little bit. Certainly, we look very threatening. Could have had 1 or 2 more goals. Yeah, I think, you know what I think? I think the substitutions, even though they were probably warranted and fair, because obviously we played midweek, and then we're playing now, and obviously we've got next week as well. We've got to play Friday and Monday. So making the 3 changes was needed, but I think it kind of took the momentum out of the game a little bit. But yeah, that's all right. That's all right, no problem. Moving on to this, more comments from Gary Rowett. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, which is the South London Press's online website. It says, full-blooded challenges and crunching tackles. Gary Rowett praises Danny McNamara after first Lions goals. Gary Rowett praised Danny McNamara after the right wing back scored his first ever goals in the Millwall shirt. The Lions Academy product gave the Lions a lead in the first half before doubling it straight after half time. Oliver Burke and Benedict also scored. He's a right wing back. Part of the role as a wing back is to join in with the attack, get forward and be an extra man in those areas, said Rowett, the 23-year-old. We've seen Scott Malone do it really well on the other side. Sometimes they've got that license to do it, and Danny's been very consistent, very good defensively. It's not a position he's played in up until going out on loan to St Johnstone. He was always a bit more of a conventional right back, so that's something we're trying to help him add to his game. But he's a willing learner, and he works very hard. Whichever way you look at it, goals and assists are going to define how good a wing back you are. I was pleased for him today. He got on the end of a couple of good balls in, and that's about gambling in his positions, reading the game. Hopefully he will take a bit of confidence from that. He's done really well. Lenny's injury has given him a consistent run of games. He's been really good. Danny, especially in some of the home games, the crowd appreciates some of those full-blooded challenges. There have been games this season where a Danny McNamara crunching tackle has set everyone off and the atmosphere started. So there you go, Gary out praising Danny McNamara's attacking ability and his tackling ability. Fantastic stuff. So there you go. Now moving on to the other side, the opposition. So Poya Ashbagi, whoever that is that their manager's name? Laments Barnsley defensive display in their 4-1 loss at Millwall. Well, yes, I would imagine you do. Poya reckoned that Barnsley's 4-1 defeat against Millwall was their worst defensive performance since he arrived at Hopewell. The Lions thrashed the Tykes at the Den on Saturday afternoon to give their playoff hopes a boost. There are players who defend well, but overall it is not good enough, said Ashbagi. Today was the first time I am really disappointed with the defensive performance. This was the first time that I did not see a hard-working team who were winning duels. You will not stay in the league if you go 50% in duels. We got a glimpse today of what happens if you do that. I don't think we gave up. It was tough. We haven't been a team that can turn games around. The 3-1 goal took away a lot of belief. I brought on more offensive players. But the impact of that was we lost balance. We couldn't win the ball. It looked like we had given up. But it is more to do with the balance. We let the fans down. They were Barnsley's best players today by far. We have to make sure they see in the next game that we put on a bigger fight and see players who go in with their heads first every duel, not like today. In the first half we were better than a team that was fighting for the playoffs, but overall it was not good enough for a team that wants to stay in the championship. Hopefully we can say it's an exception. Defensively, it was the worst performance since I arrived. In the first half, we had a good chance with Brits and then an even better chance with Styles, who is one-on-one with the keeper. The first half is even, but we had the better chances. Millwall were more efficient by scoring the goal. When we made it 2-1, I was hopeful that they would give us momentum and make them nervous, but we gave the game away. It's not good enough defensively. Not good enough. So there you go. There is Poya Ashbagi saying it's not good enough. And yeah, I think they got a bit unlucky because their goalkeeper went off injured. I think they probably added at least one goal to the result. We probably could have won it 3-1. The original goalkeeper in place. But yeah, I think that did affect them. Obviously, you don't, when you're a goalkeeper, you don't expect to come off the bench. It's kind of a weird situation. Very rare. How many times has it happened? Like 1% throughout the season. All those games, you think hundreds of games a season. How many times does the backup goalkeeper have to go on when the first choice gets injured? Very few. So that was very lucky for us, and we can't keep being that lucky. So here is the table as it stands now. A lot of people will obviously start being believers again. Am I a believer? I want to believe, but I don't know. I don't think so. And I'll tell you for why. So obviously, a lot of people saying, "Oh, our running's easier than the other teams. Our running's easier." We got Preston, we got Hull, we got Birmingham, we got Peterborough. Yeah, let me just. But also that we're saying, "Oh, we need the teams above us to slip up. Let me just show you what happened today." So here we are today. So obviously, so Hull, one of these easy teams that we're playing against, they went to Middlesbrough and won 1-0. The Middlesbrough, that's above us. That's in a position that we want to be in. The easy team that we're playing against did that. And let me show you this the other easy team that we're playing, Preston. You know the easy team? They beat QPR 2-1. Now obviously QPR are absolute dog shit. As we can see, they've gone on a free fall. They've lost at least 5 games in a row. But they're still there or thereabouts. But that easy team that we're playing in our running, they beat QPR. So if Hull can beat Middlesbrough and Preston can beat QPR, then they can beat us. So the easy games don't look that easy anymore. Not only that, look at Peterborough. Peterborough went away to Bristol City and drew 1-1. They're both rock bottom of the table. They will be going down. There's no doubt about it. They're not getting out of that. Look at that. They are 9 points away from safety with 15 points to play for. They're going down. Probably Barnsley are going down as well now. I think the bottom 3 are the bottom 3. They're gone. I think Reading are probably safe. So, even though they're pretty much relegated, they've conceded 82 goals. I mean, come on, they're fucking dog shit. But they went away to Bristol City today, team in 19th, and drew 1-1. So, if they can do that, why can't they come to Millwall at the end of the month and fuck up our dreams and hopes and plans and whatnot? So, there you go. So, we're now on 61 points. We're in 9th. We have daylight between us and QPR. So they can't just go above us. So we are very much in the top 9. So we probably need to lose 2 in a row before we drop a place, which is good. So we very much have a footing to push on from. But like I said, now there are a couple of teams playing each other. We'll get into that again. So these were the results today. Now we're going to get into the actual fixtures. So we don't have, that's not relevant, but here we go. Huddersfield playing Luton on Monday. Now that is good because here you go. Now what do we want there? Probably want a draw. If we get a draw, that would be fantastic. But if we don't, then that shoots it away from one team that we can catch, one team that we can't catch. So that a draw would be the best result, would be the luckiest result for us. But if it doesn't go that way, then it's more challenging for us. And not only that, so then we've got Luton, the early game, Good Friday against Nottingham Forest. Now Nottingham Forest are absolutely running away with the league at the moment. They've 5 wins in a row. They just keep winning and winning and winning, which also messes up our plans because they could get second now. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. But we're playing Bournemouth last game of the season. If Bournemouth need to beat us on the last game of the season, they probably can beat us on the last game of the season. So that messes up our plans as well. If we need a result to get into the playoffs or to stay in the playoffs, again, that's not good for us. Nottingham Forest powering up the table is not good for us. But if they beat Luton, that is good for us. Now Bournemouth, again, Bournemouth playing Middlesbrough, if they beat them, that's good for us. And they need to win because Forest are on their tails. And what else? So Sheffield United against Reading. Now this is where our luck runs out because Sheffield United are probably going to beat Reading. And they, if you look back, they are the team we're chasing basically, and they are 4 points ahead of us. But it looks like they're going to beat Reading. So then that's not good for us. So again, can we get in the playoffs? Probably not. Probably not, because Sheffield United do have a very good running. It's not that bad for them. They've got a lot of home games. And they play QPR twice, and QPR are absolute shit. Then we got Huddersfield playing QPR, so again Huddersfield are probably going to win that, and that means they solidify their place. So we're literally scrapping for sixth place and hopefully fifth if Luton lose. If Forest beat Luton, hopefully they do. And if Huddersfield beat Luton as well. So if Luton lose the next 2 games, which they could, then I might start believing. I really might start believing. Not only that, but that Luton game is in the morning. So our players should know if Luton are fucked up by losing to those 2 games before they kick off against Preston. And I expect, if that happens, Millwall to put in at least a fucking performance against Preston. They need to go for it. They really fucking need to go for it. If Luton have lost those 2 games. Because then it's game fucking on. We need to win this game. And we can get into that playoffs if Luton lose these 2 games on Monday and Friday morning. So Mill players, watch that. Keep an eye on that game. Once those results are in, if Luton have lost them, start fucking getting real, because this is getting real now. You can fucking do this if that happens. I was then looking here, we've done that one. So then obviously short turnaround. We've got Easter Monday. Now, Middlesbrough against Huddersfield. Again, 2 teams at the top. Draw would probably be good, but by then Huddersfield will probably be above. So so we'll probably just want them to just keep winning. So they go up and up and up, and then it leaves 5th and 6th place free for us. If they beat Middlesbrough, then we're competing. If you go back and look, we're competing with Middlesbrough, Blackburn, Sheffield United and Luton for basically the 5th and 6th roughly. Huddersfield again, not really, because they've got that game in hand, so not really. But the thing with Huddersfield is they're the team that's closest to us on goal difference. But again, if we can probably win, if we can get a +3 goal difference against Peterborough at the end of the month, maybe a +2 against Birmingham or Hull at home, now that would be very good. That will put us in contention. So if we win the 3 games and we win enough by enough goal difference to boost us, that will take us up to probably, if we can get a 3, a 2 and a 1, that will boost us back up to 10. So we're competing with these other teams. Assuming that these teams have lost or drawn, we really will fucking be in it. We really could be in it. But again, we probably do need Luton to lose these two games. The one on Monday and the one on Friday. And it's possible they could, because they're playing Huddersfield and they're playing Nottingham Forest, who ain't no fucking mugs. So it is possible. Then so obviously Monday we got Middlesbrough Huddersfield, the early morning game, which is good because then we'll know what the situation is. Like I say, if by then we probably want Huddersfield to keep winning, just to fuck Middlesbrough off, because we're competing with them. Blackburn playing Stoke, I know it could go either way. It's games like that where you think, well, if Blackburn win that, that's not good for us, but they probably could win it. It's not that problematic of a game for them. We're playing Hull again, one of the easy teams in quotes that we got in the running, but they've just beat Middlesbrough away. Now obviously that's a local game for them, it's a bit of a derby, but still, if they come down to Millwall, now who are they playing on the Friday? So they're playing at home to Cardiff. Now Cardiff ain't been all that recently. They seem to have already given up the season, so will that be a tough game for them? Maybe not. And what will Rao do? Now he likes to pick, he has favourite players, but he's probably going to need to make a number of changes from going from a Friday into a Monday. Now we know he doesn't like doing that. From the Luton game to the Swansea game, he played the same team, didn't make any changes, and you see how well that went. Fresh legs are better. Fresh legs on a player who's not as good There's a tired player who's very good. There's no comparison. Put the fresh legs on, especially at the start of the game. And then later on, you can put the better player on, who's tired, and he can play the last 30 minutes. He can fucking go for it. But yeah, Rowett definitely needs to make some changes from the Friday to the Monday. If he doesn't, like, he needs to properly have a tweak of the squad. Maybe even bring Alex Pearce on. That, like, literally that level of tweaking. Then what? So then we got Forest playing West Brom. Yeah, well, they were up and away. Sheffield United again away at Bristol City. I mean, again, Sheffield United. Look how easy Sheffield United's running is. They can easily win that. They'll probably win that 3-0. So then that's not fucking good for us. Cardiff again, Luton away at Cardiff. Now Cardiff, like I said, they're on the beach already. So if Luton do need a result, they could probably try and get a result there. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. So, like I'm saying, starting to believe it's still very much in the balance, and the balance is kind of going against us getting in there, to be honest, yeah. So then, looking further forward to the 23rd. Now, by then, if we haven't won against Preston and Hull, or the other results haven't gone, if Luton haven't lost those 2 games, and Middlesbrough haven't lost to whoever they were playing, was it Forest? Then obviously it's out of it anyway. But if we're still in it, if we are gaining ground and gaining traction, and we've won one of those 2 games, or won 1 and drawn 1, then you look here, Luton are playing Blackpool. Why do Luton keep getting playing in the fucking morning? Why is they on TV all the time now? So yeah, well, maybe that's advantageous for us as well. If Luton keep getting their kick-off times fucked around with, maybe that's good for us. But they're playing Blackpool. They can win that game. They could win that game. There's a big game there. It doesn't really affect the playoffs. Bournemouth versus Fulham. Or maybe that could fuck us up, because it's like Forest. Look, Forest playing Peterborough. If they're still chasing Bournemouth playing Fulham. If Fulham win that game, Forest win, Bournemouth could be back down in 3rd, and then 2 weeks later they're going to need to win against us. We really don't need that. We really don't need that. Yeah, Forest go away to Peterborough. Again, look at Sheffield United. Cardiff City at home. Come on. Like Sheffield United, put your money on it now. Sheffield United are getting in the playoffs. Sheffield United will be getting in the playoffs. So then we go back. So we really need Luton to fuck up. We're chasing Luton. That's it. Blackburn Rovers, Middlesbrough, and Millwall are chasing Luton. That's who we're chasing. Luton. So we need them to fuck up. We need to win, and we need to hope the Middlesbrough slip up, and Blackburn do as well. Because we are literally chasing Luton, because Sheffield United's running is fucking sweet as for them. So Middlesbrough away at Swansea. That's fantastic. We know what that Swansea can do. Hopefully they can fucking bore Middlesbrough to death with their tip-tap football. So yeah, that's good, because that's hard for them. But we're a Blackburn, so Blackburn have got Preston. So that's a bit of a derby. Blackburn could come unstuck there. Then we've got, I think, a few more catch-up games in hands. Again though, look, Middlesbrough, Cardiff. So I can see these teams above us dropping some points, but maybe not as much as we need. but we definitely need Luton to lose the next 2 games. If they fucking do that before we kick off against Preston, if Luton have lost those 2 games, you need to let the fucking Millwall players know. Gary Rowett needs to let them know. Fucking, hey, this is on. Like Donkey Kong. Let's fucking go. And then we get into the second last game of the season. Blackburn against Bournemouth. That's good. That is good. Hopefully that will knock Blackburn out if we're still chasing them. Middlesbrough against Stoke. Could go either way. Huddersfield, Coventry. Obviously Huddersfield are up by then. Away. Probably not chasing them. Forest, Swansea. Could be good because Swansea could win that, and then that will relax Bournemouth if might help them clinch it. Especially if they need to beat Blackburn, they'll probably will beat Blackburn, which will help us. So it's all swings and roundabouts. It's ifs and buts and whatnot. But again, Sheffield United away at QPR, and QPR absolute shit now. So I'm saying it now. We need Luton to lose the next 2 games, because I think Sheffield United will be getting in the playoffs. Their results, their fixtures from now until the end of the season are just too easy. I think Huddersfield will keep winning, hopefully. Forest will keep winning, and it's literally for Sheffield United will go up because their running's easy. So we're chasing Luton. Blackburn, Middlesbrough, and Millwall chasing Luton. So it's one place for 4 teams. And we need Luton to fuck up. We really do. Now they've drawn their last 2 games. So they've got early kickoffs to worry about. Games on Sky and whatnot. They are the little engine that could. They're not expected to be in the playoffs. Could the pressure be getting to them? Hopefully it does, and hopefully we can nick in there and steal that place. But it's still very much 4 teams to 1 place. Because Sheffield, like I've just said, I'm going round and round now, so I'm just going to end the video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.